It is indeed my pleasure to be here on the inaugural session of this conference, which is on the religion, consciousness, and spirituality in arts. This subject is a very, very complex one and a very easy one, both for the Indian context. Because in our Bharatiya philosophy, which is predominantly the Sanatan philosophy, the meaning of religion is different, because we never treat religion as religion. We have a connotation as dharma, and dharma has a different meaning than the religion. So when in the Bharatiya context, whenever we talk about something which is supposed to be the way of life, the way you lead your life, it is dharma, because we say dharayeti iti dharma. The way you lead your life becomes your dharma. And that is why we have hundreds of commentaries over how one should behave in the society for the betterment of the self, for the betterment of the society, for the betterment of the country, for the betterment of the mankind. Very interestingly, when we also talk about dharma, it does not confine to only mankind. It also goes beyond the peripheries of mankind. It leads to the nature, the flora, the fauna, and the surroundings. That is why when we say that ayam nijo pareveti ganana lagu chetasam udar charitanam tu vasudhaiva kutumbakam. So the concept of kutumba goes beyond me and my family. It is my society, my surroundings, my environment, my ecology. So that is why the explanation of dharma is very, very lucid, in a sense that it depends on an individual how he or she is interpreting his or her dharma. So when we talk of religion, there is a different meaning, but when we talk of dharma, there is a different meaning. I hope we would also consider, when we go further in the deliberations of this conference, to define how we are interpreting dharma for the self. Similarly, the consciousness is also something which is very, very, very different connotation in our philosophy. Because there is one, we all believe that there is only one consciousness which leads the world. But that consciousness is also me, because that consciousness says, Ekoham Bahusyam, I am one, which is explained in many. Students who are here, even we when we were students and even today, we are the teachers, हम कहते अनेकता में एकता हिंद की विशेषता. Basically, this is a wrong connotation, because this land has been teaching Ekoham Bahusyam. That means I am one, which is expressed in many ways. But the basic essence remains the same. And that is why we also say, Ekam Sad Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. The truth is one. There are different ways of expressing truth. So when we talk about consciousness, it is also having a different connotation as far as the Bharatiya philosophy or the Sanatan philosophy is concerned. And when we talk about the expression of art, you can go through many, many texts, and I should not speak much in front of learned scholars like Madhu Khanna ji, how the art is expressed in our Indian philosophy. It has never been only for the sake of entertainment. The expression of art in Bharatiya philosophy has always been to sort of offer your prayers to the divine existence. And when you offer the prayers to the divine existence, it is not only the divine existence, but seeing me in that divine existence. So that is again a very different connotation as far as the spirituality is concerned. So for us, art has always been something which goes beyond just entertainment or just infotainment. It is something much more than that, which is in terms only to please yourself. People who are practicing art would realize, and when I say art, it does not only confine to a particular performing art, it also comes to as day-to-day affairs as wearing a cloth. आप जब कोई कपड़ा पहनते हैं और आप दोस्त से पूछते हैं ये कैसा लग रहा है, और दोस्त कहता है अच्छा लग रहा है, लेकिन आपको मालूम है अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, तो आप कहते हो अरे यार बकवास करते हो, तुम ठीक से देखते भी नहीं हो, अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, क्योंकि आपको मालूम है अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है। या जब कोई आप कपड़ा पहनते हो और कोई तारीफ नहीं करता है, क्योंकि आपको मालूम है कि अच्छा लग रहा है, तुमने ढंग से देखा ही नहीं है, अच्छा लग रहा है तुमको, ये भी तो आर्ट है ना। या मैं बिल्कुल डे टू डे की बात कर रहा हूँ, खाना बनाते हैं, कोई चीज़ बनाई, आपने बहुत एस्पिरेशन से बनाई, स्पेशली जो यंग बच्चे हैं एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हैं बहुत एस्पिरेशन से, आज मैं पास्ता बनाऊंगा घर में, और वो इतना बकवास बनता है कि खुद से ही नहीं झिलता, लेकिन सामने वाले सोचते हैं इसने सुबह से बेचारी ने मेहनत की है, कैसा बना है, बहुत अच्छा बना है बेटा, अच्छा बना है, अरे क्या खा का अच्छा बना है, फालतू में खा रहे हो। वो भी एक आर्ट है। What I'm trying to say is that any expression of art, the purpose of it is first and foremost to please yourself, to satisfy yourself, to internalize. Unless it is internalized properly, the expression will not come the way you want it to be expressed. And spirituality only does not mean to pray something in a hall where प्रार्थना कक्ष है, थोड़ा अंधेरा है और आपको थोड़ा सा म्यूज़िक है, कोई एसेंस बज रहा है और वहाँ से मैं ध्यान कक्ष में बैठा हूँ करके ध्यान नहीं लगता। ध्यान इस भीड़ में भी लग सकता है, ध्यान कहीं भी लग सकता है। वो कब लगता है, जब आप उसको इंटरनलाइज करते हैं, उसका संबंध अपनी आत्मा से जोड़ना चाहते हैं। So that way spirituality should be understood. And art plays an important role in becoming that spiritual person. आप रीला जी से पूछिए, जब कोई डिवाइन प्रेजेंटेशन करती हैं, so she becomes Shiva, she becomes Parvati, she becomes Nataraja, she becomes everything. Unless you become that, you cannot express that thing properly. Sukrita ji बैठी, she is a great poet, we all know. Each and every word expressed by her comes from inner core of her heart. Until unless that comes out of from that place, it does not create any impact. So the expression of art is very different, and it is to internalize the essence of the divine power which is within you, which also governs the whole world. I don't know, am I becoming too complex? I don't know, but I always try to be as simple as possible, especially looking at the youngsters. So these are all day-to-day things which we can understand and realize. There are many books, eminent scholars have written thousands and thousands of words. But to understand all these things, we also should have an open mind where we can embrace everything, whatever comes to us. So the bottom line is that accept everything with an open heart, with a clear mind, and with a compassionate thought. Unless you do that, the essence of spirituality would not be understood by you. And if you don't understand the essence of spirituality, you cannot understand art. You cannot appreciate art. And if you cannot appreciate art, you cannot understand art, the healing which we are saying will not be effective, will not be proper. Because healing is not injecting anything. इनको 100 cc का healing दे दो, 200 cc का healing दे दो, it's not that. Healing is something different. and especially you people who are exposed to flood of information, good or bad, which is affecting adversely on your mind, which is affecting adversely on your creativity, which is adversely on your imagination, you have to understand the strength, the inner strength of yourself, and make yourself more strong to use that inner strength to encounter that foreign attack which is being hammered on you every day, every second. Last point I would like to say, and why this entire exercise becomes very important and pertinent, because all these things relate to creativity, which is in great danger today. In another 5 years to come, people would be starving to see the original creativity. With the advent of things like ChatGPT and all, you can see the concept of creativity is getting distorted like anything. And as she said that I have now completed 61, so I don't have anything to sort of bother. But youngsters like you will have to take care of your creativity and look for something which is original, which is your own, and which gives satisfaction to you. I must congratulate Reela Hota ji and her entire organization for organizing this wonderful conference on a very pertinent subject. And I must also appreciate that a lot of youngsters are here who can understand and internalize and also propagate, also disseminate this information to other youngsters, which is going to do a lot of good for the society. Thank you very much.